Hey y'all, happy weekend, happy weekend. I hope y'all had a good weekend. I had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I just want to tell y'all, it was my first time going to a cigar lounge. So my cousin was in town, and like, she's from Syracuse. She's a part of a cigar club, and that's her thing. So she was teaching me how to like cut the cigar, how to like burn the edges. There's like a name for that. Showing me the little lighters and like everything. It was just a really, really dope experience, right? So for those of y'all that don't know, I am in the Central Florida area. So along with attending the cigar lounge, my aunt and my little cousin, we also went to a nice little setup. It's called Hall on the Yard. So it's a venue, a restaurant venue that has different restaurants under like one roof. And we were on the second floor, so that I guess that's like maybe the upscale area. Well, the whole thing is nice, So if you're in the Central Florida area, or you are traveling to the Central Florida area anytime soon, I just want to encourage you all to check that spot out, as well as the cigar lounge. We went to Corona on Sand Lake. So it was a nice little vibe. We were sitting out the door, had some music playing. It was more like a Spanish kind of Cubanish instrumental and music that was playing. So the owner, the Corona, you happen to see this, you do have a different audience sometimes. So, you don't have to play like the hardcore stuff, but there are a lot of like nice laid back neo soul type, just old school R&B, that you could play there. That won't necessarily generate a negative crowd if that's what you're afraid of. But yeah, we like to listen to, we like to chill out and listen to our music too. But anyways, let me jump into this. This session, this segment, if you will, this for big girls. If you slim, if you under, let me see, 180, this ain't for you. This ain't for you. This for them girls that's like me, 180 and above, 180 to 230-ish. I'll say that. Because it just depends on how you carry your weight, like how you look. You could be 180 and look real bad. You know what I'm saying? And then you could be a solid 215 and killing everything in the perimeter, right? So, and I stopped at 230 just because it get a little health. You can really get into some health issues when you over that range. Really, any range you can get into the health issues, but I just feel like you definitely get into some health issues. Even if you carry it well, you may run into blood pressure issues, all type of stuff. I have blood pressure issues. I'm sitting at a solid 225. So yeah, my lowest in the last months was like 216. So I fluctuate those 10 pounds, right? So the goal is like a solid 200 for me. I'm comfortable with that, right? And I feel like my blood pressure numbers will be where they need to be if I could get there. But anyways, nevertheless, we are a work in progress, and I stand on everything that I do. Like everything I do, everything I say. So I'm not ashamed of anything. So I don't have any problem saying what my numbers are. None of that. Like, I'm so good with me because I understand that I am in transition. I am working towards the better. I know the things in my life that I need to address and that are important for me, not society, not a man or a woman or what this person or that person thinks or how they see me. I know what I want to do for me. So I'm saying this is for heavier set women, or I'm going to just make a blanket statement and say any woman that's struggling with who she is and how she present and shows up in life. This is for y'all big girls. I'm gonna take the weight size off because anyone can be struggling with who they are and how they're showing up in life, right? So, like I said, this conversation is for y'all, and I just really want to encourage y'all as a woman. I don't just want to say black women, but I really do want to talk to the black women because I just feel like sometimes we just don't feel like we're enough. And man, we are so much more than how we sometimes show up, like we're like so beautiful. We're so dope. Like it's just like it's women that I see and I'm just like, wow, like she's so bad. Like, and it's not just like I'm beyond just what I see on the physical, because these days you can make your physical look however you desire, right? But when I see her and she speaks well and she's educated and she's intelligent on top of her education, not just book smart. She's kind, she's considerate, she's conscious of what she eats and her spirituality. She's working on that, or she's comfortable in that. And man, it's just like confidence. Like when you see women who come across and they have so much confidence, it doesn't matter how their face looks. It's something about confidence that just shows up and just shows out for you. Like your confidence, it speaks for you, right? You don't have to open your mouth. But when you are confident and on the inside, you feel like you somebody, listen, it's hard to beat that. And the opposite also applies. When you are lacking self-confidence, your esteem is low to the floor, like that shows up. It doesn't matter how pretty your face is. It doesn't matter if your skin is yellow as a banana. It doesn't matter if your skin is darker than dark chocolate. If you are lacking something on the inside, it shows up. And guess what? It ain't no surgery for that. It ain't no surgery that's gonna fix that. Not no physical surgery. You can get booted from the window to the wall. And guess what? If you don't have confidence, you can't even tote it right. You can't even tote it right. You look so out of place. You look like you're not even comfortable with it. You can have triple H's if you want to, right? Y'all women, y'all know what I'm talking about, bra sizes. Yeah, it go all the way up to whatever it go up to. But anyways, you could get your boobs done 2, 3, 5, 10 times. But if you're not confident in them breasts, they're never gonna look good. They're never gonna look good because you're not comfortable from the inside out. I ain't never gotta go get these things done. They here. They gonna do what they do. If they drag, sag, or whatever they do, guess what? I'm good with them. Because I'm good on what I got going on the inside. So, like I said, confidence, it shows up. It shows up in so many ways. It's so important. And if you don't have that, that is the first thing you need to get. Now, if you want to go and do some enhancements, that's on you. But the inside is what you have to tackle first, because guess what? Even if you go do the work on the outside, you still got to come back and do the work on the inside. Because you could get these enhancements and then not even feel comfortable, not even work it right, still not even know what kind of clothes to wear. You can always tell the women who have got their butt done and stuff like that, because why? That's all they take a picture of. That's all they take. They make sure you see that. They make sure you know what I'm saying? Because they're not used to it. So that's what they're going to highlight. The new thing, what they're not used to, right? But women who are really confident, you already know that you don't even have to have no booty to show up and be bad. You don't have to. It's pleasing to see the curves, the shapes, and all of that. But at the end of the day, What else is it besides pleasing to look at? But it's always going to be more. Your relationship has to have more depth than just being pleasing to look at. And I'm the first person who's going to say that. You know why? Because I got a thing for handsome men. You hear me? Handsome men, that's my thing right there. I ain't finna tell you no lie right there. Now, I love a man that got good genes, good genetics. Like his parents just came together and just showed out in the gene pool and just produced something that was just so pleasing for me to look at. I just can't even stop looking at him. Yes, Lord, that's my thing right there. Now, I like a handsome man, right? But here's the thing. You know how many men that I ran across that they're handsome and they're insecure? Man, that changed the whole way that man looked at me. When I found out he's insecure and he don't even know how well he could present if he just got him a little more self-esteem, if he got him a little more confidence. Now, sometimes they've been beat up so bad that they've lost that confidence. They've lost that self-esteem. They've lost that, right? And that's the same thing applies to women. Sometimes you lose it. You know, women, sometimes you can gain a little weight and it just do something to you because every time somebody see you, girl, you know, got big, girl. Oh, girl, I remember you used to be X, Y, and Z. Okay. Yeah. So sometimes those kind of things can make you lose it. You know, lose that little extra confidence that you had just because you're not what you once were. You know, you ain't as bad as you used to be in high school, you know, or you don't have any of the enhancements now. So you just regular and barely. Because you're older, and if you're older like me, listen, that booty been stopped saying how high I used to. Right? So it's just, ain't nothing special about it. But it's mine. You hear me? It's mine and everything about it. I'm good with it. See, that's the difference. That's always going to be the difference. Are you okay with you? Are you okay with how you present and how you show up? That confidence, it makes all the difference. And like I said, sure, sometimes things happen in life that can bother or challenge your esteem. Yes, all of that is true. Life happens. You know, you could get in an accident and it disfigure you. It can be so many things that happen along. You know, you can have kids and your shape just never go back to what it was. You know, it's just so many things that, you know, life happens and you just never look the same. Something could happen and you end up getting a scar on your face that just never heals. And if you like me, listen, you have hair growing on your face, you got a tweezermite and this and that, and you know, you get the little black mark, you know, like life happens. You know, you get hormonal imbalances that can leave like dark marks on your face. And I mean, you name it, like anything can happen to challenge your esteem and how you view yourself and how beautiful you think you are or not. So when those things start to happen in life, you just have to remember to tap back into that confidence. If you once thought you were bad, listen, you could still be bad. Even with the scar, even with the extra weight, or even being a skinny man. Even not having no hips, no breasts, no nothing. Just basically having a little boy body. You can be bad with that little boy body. It's clothes for that little boy body that, listen, a girl my size can't even begin to work it. You know what I'm saying? But you have to know that about you. You have to be so tapped in to who you are that no matter what your size is, you know where to go get your clothes at. You know what looks good on you. You know what color looks good on you. You know what color doesn't look well on you. You know what makeup looks nice on you. You know what don't really do it for you, right? That's one way to start really getting your esteem up. Because to me, when you look better, something about looking better allows you to be able to, it gives you a little something extra, right? And it helps you to feel better. Now, looking better isn't going to be the end all because, like I said before, there are beautiful people who have no self-esteem, no confidence, none of that, right? And you can tell that it shows up. Now, those people probably have, like I said, lost their self-esteem along the way, or maybe they never had it. Maybe nobody never told them they was beautiful. Maybe they was telling them they were ugly because they was jealous of them. So even though they're beautiful, because people were jealous, they always said negative things to them. So they never got the opportunity to build that self-esteem up, right? So it just wasn't there, no matter how gorgeous they are or no matter how handsome they are. It just never came. They never developed it. While I'm there, I just want to encourage y'all mothers, like, tell y'all daughters how pretty they are. Tell y'all daughters how pretty they are. Tell them how, girl, you go, oh, girl, look at your shape. Girl, you going to be, girl, wait till you get older. Your husband going to love you. You know, like, encourage them. Because I'm going to say from a personal experience, right? I don't really remember as a kid being told how pretty I was, right? Or being told, you know, a lot of little things that we like look at little girls now and say. Like, if I was, I just don't really remember. What I do remember them always saying was, girl, you got some big pretty legs. Now, I always had big legs. I always did. So that was like something that people always said, oh, you got some big pretty legs. So guess what? Even right now today, listen, you can't tell me I ain't got no big pretty legs. I don't care if they're shapely or not. In my mind, listen, them legs right. You hear me? Because that's something that I always heard. So that's why I encourage y'all moms and y'all moms, dads, talk to y'all little girls. Let them know that they're gorgeous. Even the ones that are, you know, big, and you know in your mind, like, Lord, if this don't change, they might have some trouble with some things later on. Because, you know, the world is cruel. People, kids, people, men, other women, we say all kind of things to people, right? So you already looking at your kids, you know, I'm like, darn, I could tell they finna have some challenges, right? So that's why you got to already start speaking life to them, giving them the courage that the courage that they are going to later on need. They might don't need that right now. They young, they not even in the dating pool, you know, but they still need it because kids at school can be cruel to them. Life can be cruel to them. Get on the internet, it can be cruel to them. Body shaming them, body type shaming them, all of that. And if you have not equipped them kids, especially in today's time, like I say, I don't really remember growing up getting that. So I ain't really sure where my self-esteem came from, to be honest. I just know I've always had it. I kind of think that it came from my younger years, just hearing dudes always tell me how fine I was. And I think it came during that time because I'm sure it didn't come from when I was a child because I never heard those affirmations. Understand me? So it had to come during my adolescence, my middle school years when I started coming into myself, and then older guys, they paying attention to me because yes, I was always bigger than the rest. So I was more appealing to older guys because I was more developed, right? So you start hearing that, you hear it all the time. You hear it so much, you start to believe it. Mm-hmm. So then listen, let me tell you something. You couldn't tell me I want a black Trina in my heyday. You hear me? Who? Let me tell you something. Shout out to Tree B, because listen, and I love the Carisha Please that Trina and Carisha did yesterday, I believe. Well, I saw it yesterday. Listen, when you say for the culture, that was for the culture. That was for the generation. I saw two generations coming together, getting some understanding. We understand how the younger girls, city girls, their mindset, what they think about things, and how they interact in their situations. Then you see the old school, the OG, the my ages, the 40 up generation, and how we think and you see the difference. When Trina talking about how she cooking, what she cooking, and Carisha could barely, she could put something together, but that ain't her thing. She don't even really like to do it, right? You know how many girls in Carisha age range is the same as that way? They still going to their mama house for Thanksgiving and auntie house, and that's a generational thing. I'm not saying that no one her age does, but I'm just saying it speaks to the generation when you see that, right? But I got on that to talk about one thing Trina always had was confidence. You hear me? And I always watched her through the years because we similar in age. So I watched her have you know, when her weight would fluctuate, sometimes she would look a little thicker, sometimes she would, you know, look a little slimmer. Like, I watched all of that. So when you're watching, you know, people go through different changes, different body types, different, you know, different body shapes, you know, a couple little pounds on a short person gonna really, really show up anyways, right? But no matter what, that girl kept her confidence, you hear me? And I'm gonna add this. Kaya roast Trina. Now we know that Kaya is the roast queen. You ain't gonna top her in how many negative things you can say about somebody. She gonna win that hands down. But it's not to say that all the stuff Kaya done said would never affect Trina, because it's always a possibility that this person has said something that struck a nerve, right? But one thing about it, she still maintains her confidence. Trina's confidence so far deep rooted in her that it's hard to change that. You can tell that she ain't just talking that, she stand on that. How she feel about herself, it's hard to make that girl feel any other way about herself. And that's what I'm talking about right there. That's the confidence that we need to instill in our young ones coming up. Like, we need to give it to them so hard every single day. We need to let them know you're beautiful. You're and not just on the outside, but on the inside, you're smart. Girl, listen, you somebody. I love your personality. You so sweet. You are a beautiful soul. I love the way you was outside playing with your friends and helping them and showing them how to do that dance routine. Like, we have to really instill these things into our young girls, even if it wasn't instilled into us. Because nowadays what we are seeing is the lack of those things being instilled in us. That's why a lot of women, a lot of minority women, we having a hard time accepting ourselves for who we are. We running to make all these changes. We running, old and young alike, running to make these changes. I'm not knocking anybody for running to make any changes. I got on braces. I'm not knocking anyone who wants to make changes to their life. I encourage that. But when it's only physical changes you're doing, you have to really think about that, because confidence is an inside thing. Like I said, it comes from the inside. You could go get all the touch-ups that you want, and you still feel some kind of way about yourself. So then you running back to get more touch-up, to fix this now, and then to fix that. You gotta fix this. You gotta fix this. Yeah, confidence comes from within. Now, can the outside affect your confidence? Sure, it can. When I ain't looking my best, yeah, I feel some kind of way. But you know what kind of way I feel like? Figuring out how I'm finna look my best. That's the kind of way I feel like. Okay, like, I don't like what I'm seeing. What can I do? What I'm finna put on today? Like, what I have going on. Am I wearing a wig, or am I gonna wear my natural hair? Because I don't care how many wigs you see me in, I am a natural hair sister to the core. I love natural hair. I love seeing other women wear their natural hair. I love seeing stylists who can take natural hair and make it dance. Shout out to D. My braid, I ain't seen in a long time. She used to call me two braids, because that's all I used to want to get is two braids. Shout out to you, baby, because I'll be back to see you soon. But I said all that just to double back and say, listen, women, I don't care what size you is. I started with the plus size, but this is something for all women, no matter what your ethnicity is. But I'm a black woman, so I am pro-black, pro-minority. I'm all of that. I stand on that. And I am very aware, and I'm aware, I'm intrigued, I'm in tune with the issues that we face, because sometimes we don't think we're good enough. A lot of the times we just don't feel good enough. Sometimes it comes up because you're single, or because you don't have kids, or it just, different things make you feel like you're not enough because you're divorced. because you didn't finish college, or because you didn't finish high school, or because you don't have the job that you want. You just feel that you're not enough. And I just want to just say, you're enough. You have everything that you need to be everything that you want to be. But you just have to work it. You have to do the work. You have to draw from what God naturally gave you, what he put inside of you. Your mind, your heart, pull everything out of there. Do the work. Get to know yourself better. Sometimes we cover everything up so much because we don't like what we see. But man, at some point you have to start unpacking that thing. Pulling off them layers. I really don't like my attitude. That's a layer. I really don't like the way my hair looks. That's a layer. I'm sick of this perm. I'm getting bald around my edges and in the middle. That's a layer. I done put on 15 pounds in the last 2 years. I don't like that. That's a layer. Like, we have to start peeling back these layers and address the real issue so that at some point we can be whole and we can have a strong sense of self and who we are, and we could stand up and we could be confident. So when the haters say, oh, look at her, oh, she fat, or she this, or she that, and you said that to say what? Because no matter what you say, you ain't messing with my self-esteem. What Cat Williams said, self-esteem is esteem of your self. It's from you. You hold the key to the self-esteem. It's how you feel about you. You can't let nobody make you feel a way about you. You can only make me feel a way about you. But you can't touch nothing that I feel about me. I stand on that. You can say whatever you want to say. Like, the esteem and the confidence, this was built long time ago. So you cannot show up in my life and in a split second because you mad or you feeling some kind of way and destroy nothing. This thing was built brick by brick by brick by brick from years ago. So if you feel like you were ever going to say something in the comments that's going to make me cry, or you're going to see me and say something, you're going to do a post and say something, you're going to run a live or whatever you think and attack my outside, have at it, sir. Have at it, bro. You get nothing here. Some laugh and some kikis, you might get that. Because I might laugh at it. It may be funny, whatever you say about me. It might be funny. But you can believe how I'm going to sleep that night. So hard and snoring so loud, just like any other night. You hear me? Real good. Real good. So, I understand everybody's different. Everybody have different personality traits and all that. So you ain't going to wake up and just have a whole bunch of self-esteem. Like I say, this thing was built years ago, brick by brick, layer by layer, right? I endured so many negatives. I could talk about the positives that the guys used to say, but believe me, the females, oh, they had so many negatives. And it was guys who, you know, they had negatives too now. Everybody don't like you. Everybody don't think you the best thing since sliced bread, or you the cat's meow. You hear me? Everybody don't think that. So just as many compliments, I received just as many negative remarks. And that's fine. You're entitled to that. But I cannot afford mentally, emotionally, I cannot afford to let how you feel about me affect me. Right? I just can't do it. I cannot give you that type of control over my life. You can't do that. You can't have that. You can have your jokes. You can have everybody laughing at me. You could put out any rumor you want. You can have everybody whispering. You can have all of that. Have it. Ain't that I ain't experienced before, so you can have it again. Run it back. Right? But what you can't do, you can't tear me down. You can't tear me down from the inside out. Because see, that confidence is on a whole nother level. So I just encourage y'all, If you know a younger person, you know, if it's you, if you know an older person and they're struggling with who they are, how they are, encourage them. Just let them know, hey, listen, you may not like who you are today, but you could change it. And you ain't got to go get this, that, or the third to change it. You have to first start by thinking positive, thinking different thoughts, because it's all about what you think and what you see and how you feel. Because how you feel about you is going to show up, and you can make a person see that in you when they didn't see that before. But you showed up and your confidence just speak. And that man can see you in a whole new light. Like, she's so bad. He don't think that you so bad because you the finest girl he ever seen, because you're not. You might be a block. But your confidence say, boy, you is every bit of, what they say, 34, 20 this, 30 this, whatever, right? Your confidence say you the baddest thing, boy, on this side of I-4. You hear me? So listen, I'm going to end this. But again, y'all are beautiful. Y'all are worthy. You're so deserving. You're so deserving of all things good. All things good, you're deserving. Everything that God has for you, you're deserving of that. You deserve that, right? Tap into it. Figure out what it is He's giving you, those special talents. Don't bury them. My homegirl here, so I'm gone.